Hello and welcome to Curse of Mother Mystery episode 4. We are playing the Curse of Strahd module that has been changed, improved, transformed into something else, and we're playing in the system and the setting of Frostmark, the RPG. There's a content warning of gothic horror, gore, and bad language, just so you're aware. And I have my lovely players with me. Lady Illyria, the half-elven magus, played by Julie. Say hi.
Hello.
I have Crocus, the gnome ranger, played by John. Say hello.
Slowly dying here. Hello.
Yeah, Sean is a little bit under the weather today, so he might be a
It's
little
not
bit slow.
COVID.
It's not COVID, thankfully.
The other one.
Oh no.
It's the British variant.
Oh no. Yeah, so he's gonna take it a bit easy today. Then we have Nyx Navarre of Team Mustani playing a tiefling bard, and is played by Adrian. Say hi.
Hello.
Nice. And we have Sir Asveda, the silver dragonborn paladin, played by Aerodox. Hello.
Hello.
There we go. Right, what happened last time? In episode 3, the players transported the body of the last burgomaster of the village of Barovia to the church for a funeral at sunrise. There they met Father Donovich, the soft-spoken priest to the Gleaming Lord, whose son was a part of a raiding party against the castle and the Count of Barovia some years ago, and came back afflicted with vampirism, and was therefore locked into Father Donovich's basement because the father could not bear to lose his son. Since then, he has prayed night and day for something to help his son be rid of this curse. And when the party came knocking on his door, they also went downstairs into the basement to see what's all the fuss is about. And Sir Asfada made a sacrifice of quite a lot of life's blood to calm down the very, very hungry Duru. And the father and the son could happily reconnect again, and we shall see what will happen in the future with this new twist of fate for Duru and Father Donovich. There were a mysterious figure attending the funeral of the lady burgomaster. Then you guys went shopping. Oh, a very intense interaction with the shop owner of Bildroth Mercantile, Bildroth Cantemir, or Uncle Cantemir, as he was offering them exorbitant prices of a wagon and a Vistani wagon, way more than what the party is used to outside of Barovia. After a bit of haggling and then threatening, going both ways, he agreed to pushing it down to 100 gold coins for the wagon without cover and 150 for the Vistani wagon. As the party and the shop owner could not come to an immediate agreement, nor did the party have those funds on their person, they were going to go and collect Ismark, the next burgomaster of Barovia, to see if they can get some more money on their payment of escorting Irina to safety. Or if they're able to pressure Builder of Cantemir to lower his prices even further. And there we are going to continue. Gonna bring us to the map, and we're going to switch up the music to something more sad.
Wow.
Already like that.
I mean, yeah, no, that's just Barovia in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
It is what
Sorry.
it is. If you wanna play. Hello. Play your music.
Hmm.
I just think I need to reload. Sometimes Roll20 does this where it doesn't play songs and you just need to reload the connection and then it's fine.
While the technical issues are being put out of the way,
Yeah.
so Operation Improbable Invasion of this man's property. Can we do this?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I do not think that that was the agreed plan, no, Krakus.
Krakus is unwell mentally. He forgets things, and he's already tied rope to his ladle. I mean,
We are not going to break in.
Krakus is looking at you, tear-filled eyes.
More so, we were going to talk to Isaac to let him know of such injustice in Barovia.
The
Isaac.
Buggermeister.
I feel like he's well aware, but
But if he is well aware, then why doesn't he do something about it? The people are being taken for everything they have. If there was true daylight in Barovia, they would be taken from it.
because obviously this man has a lot of power, and that's just how it goes sometimes.
See, he says he has power, but I can say a lot of things too. I'm green. There you go. See, I said it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's true, though.
Not necessarily.
Well, if Ismark also says the same thing, I would reckon that he has some influence.
Maybe if we figure out who he means by power and influence, we can talk to them, or I don't know. Maybe we can come up with the coin anyway. I mean, we have to go visit that vineyard nearby.
Are there other shops in town anyway?
Not so much, as far as I recall. Barovia isn't a very well-off town, and maybe he is the actual reason.
Well, there you have it.
Just a point of order. Since Nix would know, the vineyard is on the other side of the valley. And
Yes, it's
Ah, yeah,
nearby. Just a short
nearby.
walk.
yeah, nearby is a strong word.
Short hike.
True. I mean, it might take a little while, but what else are we going to do here? Are we going to force other people of Barovia to give us the coin? Should I talk to the sisters of the Blood and Vine to spot me a little bit of coin? I do not think so. I do not want my coming back to Barovia to be tainted with the fact that I am dirt poor.
Well, I don't think anybody suggests that, but we'll figure something out.
Something, for sure. I just need to know what that is. I mean, if we are going to take Irina with us, a lady doesn't really walk. Plus, we have.
Stares at you.
Yes, I mean a lady, a noble. Oh, right, you're a noble too. But you're of the military type. I mean, it doesn't really count. You don't really count. Oh, I'm just going to stop talking.
Good idea. But you do have a point.
Crocus wants to interject. Do we even have time? How long is it going to take to get to this vineyard?
I mean, technically, it's on the way. Technically.
Let's take a look at the map. So we have the village of Barovia. Did I bring you with me? Oh yes, good. We have the village of Barovia over here, and we had the gates there, and it took like 2 days. A little bit less than 2 days to travel in between those 2 points. You have Castle Ravenloft up here on this cliff thing. Then we have, if you now you need to zoom out a bit, just so you know, over here you have the vineyard.
Oh, it's on the other side of the whole valley.
Yeah.
I thought it was a closer vineyard.
It's okay. It's okay.
Is Crocus looking at this map as well?
Yeah. You and Nix have been creating this map together from some parchment of the cartographer's tools that Nix carries.
Crocus being an engineering little mind, he's going to be like, wow. Since it's a vineyard, it's going to need water, and since the river's next to us, it might be quicker to go by barrel.
I would Nix know the direction of the river? Like,
Yeah.
personally, I think it's going to go west to east.
Yeah, it's going the wrong direction. It's the water is traveling that way.
A good thought, Krakus, with just 2 minor drawbacks. 1, we do not have a barrel. And 2, the river goes the wrong way. But other than that, solid plan, my friend.
Illyria is very much contemplating just putting Krakus in a barrel and letting him.
Let him go. Let him go. Float away now, weird gnome.
Right. Crocus has like the multi-tool ladle. Come on, he could paddle up the river in a barrel.
I want to see that.
We want strength. And your small arms. Oh god. Anyway. Yeah, you're
Well,
just
if we do
standing.
not have the coin for the cart and horse, then on foot we will get there eventually, and maybe we encounter a cart or who knows. But the road to work is free.
It's free.
Free,
Oh,
yes,
I
it's
like
an
free.
open.
Oh.
Yes, you can sleep on the road for free.
It is definitely an option. We could go ahead and discuss the situation with Is before we move on.
I agree. That is a solid plan. 2 thumbs up. And Nix slaps her on the shoulder and casts guidance. Relevant guidance.
Alright. You walk back to the mansion. Knocks on the
We do.
door. Something?
No, go ahead.
Right.
It is around by now it's soon lunchtime. So you are getting a little bit hungry. More people are out and about, still staring at you intensely, stopping what they're doing just to observe you, but not getting any closer. But you make your way without objection or distractions to the mansion. Sir Aspida, have you been sleeping during this long rest you're currently partaking in?
Yes, he is.
Oh, just up
Aw.
there by the fireplace again?
Yep, snoozing.
Aw.
Alright. Then Ismark and Irina would welcome them into you guys into the kitchen, where Ismark is currently making food, and Irina is helping the best she can, trying to stay out of the way from her brother, who has like an apron on and looks to be in charge and know what he's doing. And he asked, so, how did the visit to Mr. Kentemar go?
What an asshole! Oh my god. Sorry, he got me a little riled up.
We had very little success.
Well, I am the burgomaster now, so I'm not supposed to have opinions like that, but I agree.
I mean, was he always like this? It just seems like a little bit over the top, doubling up on his assholedness. It's like he never even had a mother.
Don't get started on his prices either.
Right? What's with that?
Barovia, the village of Barovia hasn't been in good shape for for as long as I remember, and my father refused to talk about it. He couldn't take defeat that well.
Is anybody even able to afford anything from his?
Well, if they're desperate enough. And then the debt system that he has comes in. And in part there lies his power. He's, it's right within the law. But since there is no competitor in town, he sets the prices. And who would want to start up shop in this place? This moment.
Illyria just sort of like looks over to Nyx.
Yeah. That would be more like a long-term plan, perhaps, but not. I don't plan to engage in commerce battles with that asshole of a man. It is more about the future of Barovia. I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for this place, and the fact that it's being destroyed from the inside out purely by this one man charging exorbitant fees for even the tiniest item. I think if you want to have a village still to be the burgomaster of, this will have to be dealt with.
I didn't know you had such a noble heart, Nyx. It forced me to hear you say such things. Says Irina.
What can I say? I'm full of surprises, Irina.
Oh god.
Ismark cleans his hands on a bit of cloth. I just finished shopping something, and he says, "Well, first of all, I need to assume the tax system. Our mansion has been without coin for quite some time. With my father becoming ill and these attacks on my house, we haven't been able to do our noble duties. And without the taxes, I cannot have a militia or a guard or any kind of financial power in this town. It's basically just a title with no power behind it. It will take some time to resume the system and get a tax collector and men, women I trust, and then form a guard once more. And with the military strength and the economical strength by my side, I definitely plan to deal with Gantemir and his friends and those who are indebted to him."
Who are his friends? He seems to be very confident in the fact that he has power, but he never mentioned any names. Do you know who his friends are?
Oh,
I do not know all of them. It's it's more subtle than one might think. It's more have to do with who the people of Barovia are listening to at this moment. And the one who has the economical means to do changes here is not me. It is Kantemir who has that power. Which meant that in the days since my father grew ill, and then he died, and all of these attacks, and the devil coming to visit, they have turned to him when it comes to issues in town, because they don't believe that I have the power to change anything.
Well, I mean, that it can be resolved, and I think it needs to be resolved.
it does indeed.
Oh, I agree, friends. I definitely agree. I will not allow thugs like that to run my town.
Although it doesn't seem like something that you would be able to do immediately.
Sadly not. The tech system will probably take a while, and I don't think that the village of Barovia has much to give me. And so, building, guards and building up my own funds and rehiring servants and finding out who I can trust and who I cannot is going to take a while.
Well, the fact of the matter is that he charged far too much for a cut. And whether or not that is acceptable for Irina to walk the road with us is the question we have at this point.
Um, I don't mind walking. I am actually looking forward to get out of the house and see some nature again. Oh, I know that you can take care of yourself, Arina, but I will tell you, my new friends that the roads of Barovia can be dangerous. There are a lot of servants of the devil around. You might have heard them during the night. Wolves. He controls them. And other night creatures. There are also bandits of different kinds. They are strange men and women of the forest wielding strange ancient power. I've also had heard rumors of gigantic wolves standing on two legs. There are also a few rumors of witches here and there. A wagon and or even a cart and a few horses can allow you to travel more swiftly and risk less on the road.
Tell us something we don't know, Ismark.
They would, but without the funds, we're not able to get those.
I gave you 50 gold pieces. Is that not enough? What did he ask you?
I mean,
We
under normal
managed.
circumstances, it should be. Even with offering the favor, he wouldn't go below 100.
100? For a wagon? It must mean the new carriage he has? Or
No,
is
No.
just a regular standard carriage.
100? Well, even to my ears, that sounds Well, either he's falling on short times, or he's trying to prey on the fact that you are outsiders.
Perhaps, but say the word and Krakus will burn that shop right down.
Yeah, take all his gold as well.
Oh, let's not be too hasty. The loss of my father still abide. There's no burning here. If you will require more money out of the reward I'm offering, seeing after what you did for poor Duru and Father Donovich, I feel more hopeful that you will able to do the same for Irina. Find some happiness for her. I am willing to extend 100 gold pieces now, because I know your honor. I could also go to Bildraf and see if I'm able to make a deal with him. If you really want me to, maybe I can offer a larger favor and you can get that large carriage. With that, I think you all would fit and be pretty safe. A few horses, I have 2. Take 4 from him.
Yeah, I cannot say. I don't. It's less about the money at this point for me, and more about the fact that I want to see him suffer.
There's a glint in Krakus' eyes right now.
I can understand such sentiment, but if the people of Barovia should ever respect me and look up to me, I need to follow my own laws. And I need to make sure that you do too.
Okay. I know burning, but still, making him richer because he is the only man in town really puts the hair up on the back of my neck.
Yeah. Well, we can either give him more money, or I can make that favor bigger. It's up to you.
I don't think giving this man an even bigger favor is a good idea.
DM,
Yeah?
would the smell of food waft up to the upper levels?
Yeah. And it's a little bit of sound going downstairs. I mean, they're trying to be quiet, not to wake you, but sometimes the conversation goes a little bit higher. So the smell of warm food and pleasant conversation downstairs make you stir.
Alright, with my sad 10 HP self, stand up and trundle my way down, enticed by food. Yeah. Saraswata will, I assume, go to the kitchen, see the party. With a yawn, she goes, "Oh, do we have the carriage yet?" Ooh,
No.
what is the money given not enough?
The man wants 100 gold pieces for a simple one.
How much is a carriage usually?
Depending upon the
15 gold.
quality,
Between
well-
like 30 and 40 or something.
let's see. Are we talking about a wagon, a carriage, or a cart?
Like
Yeah,
a,
maybe.
a wagon or a carriage?
Like the cheapest was like
Yeah, that's a cart, but it's like, you lift it up and push it forward, Might be a little bit hard for a horse.
oh, yeah, no. Like that's what you told me, like
Yeah, that's a cart. A wagon It's usually between 30 and 40, 50 gold, depending upon the quality. Once a carriage is about 100 gold pieces, like up and down, depending upon the quality and stuff.
Alright, Aspida blinks once, twice, 3 times. But come again! How much?
For a simple wagon, he wants 100
Without a roof.
without a roof.
What? Well, that's unacceptable. Is there nobody else?
Sadly not, said Asvida. Barovia has fallen on hard times, and he has preyed on that and made himself the only shop in town.
What happened to all the other shops before him?
I remember a little when I was a young boy. Bakery and a toy shop and other I remember those the most. But my father said it used to be more. That I mean, we are the second largest settlement in the Valley of Barovia, with a lot of settlers from the old empire. But now it's only one.
Is there no law saying that you can't be a dick about it? Like, what's the point of all of this? Hoarding wealth, and the people can't even afford it. $100 for a wagon, roofless. What's the price of I don't know, a stick? What's the price of a stick? Bow and arrow?
I didn't dare ask.
It was a surprise to me too, as for that. It was quite the experience trying to haggle him down, and still I had to destroy some of his stock to even get him to blink.
Oh, wait. You had to haggle for 100. What was it originally?
He started off with, what, 700?
She nearly it kind of coughs up a little shard of ice. Just like and tries to catch it and put it back.
Yes, I think he himself, just him alone, and his ways of the asshole is leeching and hemorrhaging the life of Barovia. Whatever else is happening here, if there are attacks or, no morale, that is a small thing compared to the constant bleeding of
When has he paid his
commerce.
taxes? When's the last time this man has paid his taxes?
Yes,
Tax
what?
evasion?
For tax evasion.
Maybe you can start with him, Isaac.
Yes, you should put a giant tax on it. 100%.
That's just theft, I think, Aswada.
Yeah.
But
Well,
certainly a lot. I mean, you could take it from a perspective. If he bleeds the economy dry in Barovia, he will have no clients. And then you can give us what you take of the tax for a cut.
Well, it has made the villagers in Barovia quite self-sustaining, as most of them can't afford the prices he's selling. But I agree that it hasn't helped the circumstances here. We have no real means to buy wares that's coming in or out of our own village, because he controls trade and pockets much of the profit himself.
Wait a second. Ismark, Are you saying that no member of Barovia, no citizen of Barovia can afford these prices?
Well, it depends upon. I've heard stories, right? That he sets the price in according to what he thinks the person in front of him can afford.
Mhm.
So, seeing
So
that
what are we
you're
saying?
outsiders of even noble birth, Lady Lyria, he increases the
I
prices.
understand.
No way.
Crackers,
No.
throw some dirt on Asphodel.
Yes, yes, exactly. What if I come
Doesn't
in
know I have about 10
completely?
pieces to my name.
Yes, yes, exactly. I have only one gold piece right now. If I waltz in there, all, like a scrapper, despite my physique, perhaps, just maybe, we can get a cheaper wagon.
Well,
Nix takes a tomato from the kitchen table and throws it at Asphodel.
Smart shouts out like, "Hey,
Can I eat?
I was
Can I
using
eat
that."
that out of the air?
Yeah, let's do a dexterity check. Just a straight up
You guys?
dexterity.
Dexterity. You want me to roll to attack or?
No. She's standing
I hope it
still.
crits.
Okay.
2.
Two.
Oh wait, yeah.
-1 to Dex. Nice.
No, you don't. It crashes into your chest and splatters.
Okay, this is a start. Oh, maybe do we have something to paint my scales?
Marcus is running back in with mud in his hand.
Friend,
Brown dragon!
friend,
Quite
let's
ugly indeed.
let's
How
calm
about-
down. What you got?
I can only
It is back.
imagine Illyria's and everybody else's face right now.
Ismark says, please, let us not be too hasty here. Even you put charcoal on Sir Asphodel here or make her greasy, she is still 3 meters tall with scales. And the news of you outsiders have, of course, spread all over the village by now. And
Nix throws another tomato.
Ismark gets a little bit angry.
Can
I
I
was
try to
using that.
stop
That's
you
not a
from
lunch.
throwing the tomato?
Sure. Let's do like a athletics contest here. You get to choose
Oh no.
dexterity, athletics dexterity against each
Oh,
other.
okay, fair enough.
Yes, Illyria catches the arm.
Oh. Well, I mean, there
I'm
goes
pretty sure
otherwise
starting a-
foolproof plan.
I'm pretty sure starting a food fight is not our best plan of action.
Ruining the
You're
food
right.
we're going to have to lunch.
I apologize. I was just merely trying to be creative.
Okay, what other options do we have to deal with this?
Robin,
Okay,
I will pretend I did not hear that.
he's robbing from the people. Why not rob from him?
Because we cannot sink to their level. Missing no.
There is no level to sink.
for once, I kind of agree. For what it sounds, you're quite at rock bottom.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish to be another kind of burgomaster than my father was. He was great in many regards, but he's not the kind of man I wish to be. I wish to lead the village of Barovia to a place of more compassion and indeed lawfulness. And I need to show that through my actions. And even if Gantemir is stealing from the people of Barovia, that doesn't mean that I can steal from him. I need to pursue this through legal means. And that I can in a while.
Hmm. That I can respect. You wish to show your demeanor by your actions. Hmm.
Then the only other alternative for us is we walk the long road without the cart.
I can give you more gold. You can walk if that is what you want, but for your sake, and especially for Irina's sake, traveling fast on these roads is definitely something I
If
recommend.
you
So,
are able to bear some more of our word in advance,
I can, as I said, give you 100 more gold from the reward. So you have 200 when you return. It's going to make things a bit, not as fast. I kind of needed that, but for the tech system. But I had hoped to put, everything together when you return. But it's
I don't think this is
doable.
right. I don't think this is right.
Or
Yes,
I
a
can
certain grade.
give that favor.
How about something more, well, say that if we were to do bad, something heinous like theft, you'd certainly drive us out, correct?
Before taking the goods that you stole,
Would you return that to that man?
well, if he has the receipts, then it's legally his.
In front of everybody who's starving, looking at the gold that he hoards so much.
Well, gold will not bring you food in
That
Barovia.
I see what you're getting at, but it seems like an incredibly risky plan considering we are new here.
I just want to say, I'm about to lose one gold piece because Krakus has just basically reached into a little pouch and eat a gold piece.
What?
I mean, wouldn't it like come out?
Why eat?
You don't technically lose it, I suppose.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think you would technically lose it. You
No.
would lose it temporarily.
Yeah.
Still on your person.
Crocus has been getting heavier this whole trip and also poorer.
Another meaning to on your person.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Krakus' own handy haversack.
I think at this moment, like, everybody's pretty focused, and since he is kind of short, I think this action goes unnoticed in this current situation in the kitchen.
Probably.
So
Yeah.
okay, randomly, but it happens.
Alright, then are you saying that there's nobody, absolutely nobody in this town willing to start their own shop when that man, whatever his name is, I still don't know it, were to be removed?
Removed is
Gone away on a long vacation.
Down a river, which flows away.
I did not hear that either.
I think, as far as it is that he bothers me, I am with the burgomaster here. He is saying that
Don't get me wrong, I share your dislike for this man, but
making him disappear is probably not the way to go. I can not like someone for sure, but when it comes to ending the life purely because we do not like his prices,
I certainly
it
was
seems a
not.
little bit too far for me.
I
What I
wasn't
am
certain.
more
Oh, go on, go on. I'm sorry.
What I am more interested in is the fact that his prices are so high, yet nobody buys from him, and he continues to remain in business. Who is he selling to? Where is he getting money from? That is the bigger question for me.
Well, he have slowly increased the prices. It's instead of a steep cliff, it's more of a shockhold that slowly tightens, and it also depends upon the wear, of course. A big wagon is it's still a large investment. A rake is something else. And when it comes to the discussion of removing him, with quotation marks, even if he is, as Nick so eloquently put it, an asshole, he still have connections to different crafters and other traders in Barovia, and uh, he is still a man of his trade. And there aren't too many of those in Barovia, as many have fled to Valaki or Kresk after the hardships we've been having. So, despite his attitude, he's important.
But at the end of the day, when's the last time he's paid tax? What tax is he paying?
Well, it's not unlawful to not pay tax when we as the or I as the burgomaster or my father as the burgomaster has not asked for tax as of yet.
Nick's lets out a sigh and his shoulders sag,
you
and he
can't
looks
be
over at
forced to pay taxes if there are no taxes.
Indeed.
looks to Illyria and says, "Well, maybe Ismark puts the taxes up, but that will take time, as he says. And maybe we will recoup those expenses.
I need
But
to.
if it means our objective to get going, to get Irina safe, means we have to purchase from him."
I would like to be able to help, but obviously getting Irina to safety is more important.
It is.
Do not worry
And
too
I would
much.
like-
I think I can handle him in time.
If you don't, we'll be back and we will burn his house to the ground and take his gold.
No.
Just for the record, when I said removed, it wasn't like that. Just driven out, shooed away.
I don't think that would help much with the politics of this place either.
I think that would be a very unpopular move. I need to remind you that my father, in his last days when he was growing old, he made some unpopular decisions. And let us say that favor hasn't been as strong for my family as it used to be. And I have an uphill battle to reclaim the favor of the people. And for now, I cannot do anything about Cantemir.
Ah,
Then we'll have to take the advance on our reward. And personally, I don't want to be there when you purchase the cart. Out of principle, I will wait outside.
As fair. And I will give you the 2 horses I have, and
Yeah, how many horses would we need?
it depends a little bit on how many you want to be inside of the cart and of the wagon and speed. So the wagon without covering is smaller. The Vistani one is bigger. The Vistani can be driven by 2 horses, but it's meant to be like a small family unit inside.
Not a giant lizard.
I was gonna say Asphodel will walk.
Or gallop. You got
And she's
gallop.
gonna gallop, keep pace. Run.
That would be this is you must. You need to give another glass to me if you want to give me glug. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. Sorry, that was you. I was saying, you can try, but the more people that are inside of the wagon, versus how fast you want to go, will decide how long the horses will last during a day, and how fast indeed they will be able to go.
Grim Reaper, I would like to make, and I would like to point out that I am less than half a man, and the lizard is a little bit taller than a man. So together we count as just at average 2 people. So there is actually 4 of us.
Well, I mean, it's not like she weighs double your weight, because you weigh about 20 kilo.
Yeah.
She doesn't weigh 40 kilo. It's more like she weighs maybe, what, 100 and what?
150.
150 kilo. So
Yeah.
it's more like she is 2 normal sized people.
You're a big lady.
So it's not a volume issue, it's a mass issue, density issue.
Yeah, and in a
Krakatita no
smaller
physical.
wagon, it will be really, really tight if you intend all of you to. Well, one would have to drive the wagon, so still be tight in the back. It would just be sitting room, basically. No, nothing else.
We want the fancy wagon then, really, don't we?
I mean, we can sort of afford it now, but do we need more horses too? It can.
2 horses should be sufficient to carry us there. We might have to stop more frequently, but at least we'll be on our way and we will be protected.
So yeah, so it's up to you now. You basically have the option to not go to Builder of Mercantile at all and just take Arena and go by foot. You can go to Builder of Mercantile with gold from Ismark, an additional 100. He says his work will be slower, building up a tax system and a guard in the beginning, but it's doable for him. Or the third option, that he goes there and asks him to lower the prices and offer a large favor in return.
I honestly don't like the 2 options, but I don't think going on foot is a good idea either.
I did have another thought that if we are to meet anyone along the way on the road that is looking for a job, we can send them Ismark's way for employment to be a guard or a servant or whatnot. At least get them off the road. That might speed up his recruitment process.
If they are competent and need work and trustworthy, we have empty houses to fill.
We will do our best then. Or I will do my best. I don't know about anyone else, but it seems like If Barovia is to get any better, even under the watchful eye of you, Ismark, however how pretty your eyes are, but it is more about people, and your power will only be stifled unless you get the people that you can trust.
Agreed. Agreed.
So, are we going with the favor or the gold?
I
I
think
go
gold.
gold.
I think gold might be the better option.
Gigantic lizard.
Well then, selling will be a problem for a different day. But gold it shall be.
To own the man of favor, you know. Which, I mean, I guess the small favor is still on the table.
Well,
Be that as it may, this is the reality that we have. If the roads are this dangerous, I do not recall it to be this dangerous, but Ismark is probably more versed on the roads than I.
I don't mean to offend you, but you don't seem to know that much about the place.
I mean, I've been away a while. At least give me some credit.
well.
Of course.
Oh no, Irina. As we discussed yesterday around the fire, you Vistani are treated a little bit differently by the devil. Maybe you are not accosted on the road by his servants like the Barovians are.
True. How very wise of you, Irina.
She blushes a bit.
Gives a wink.
Alright, then goal it is. Wait a moment. And Ismark removes the apron he's been wearing and heads upstairs. Seems to there's some sounds of him like going through his office, and he comes down with a pretty large leather pouch with the gold inside, and hands it over to Lady Lyria.
Thank you.
Use it for good use. Get what you need for the road.
Shall we take Irina at this point? I don't think we need to return.
We wanted to stay for another night.
Oh, right.
Unless
Okay,
you're feeling better already, Gaspara.
Well, certainly not.
By now, I think you have like recovered 10 HP. But I think you're missing like an extra 20. Like you
Yeah.
almost had 40, right? Or just
I had a total of 47
right
after
yeah.
the level up.
So you're like halfway there, basically, to full
Yep.
health. So you need a
Should
few
we
more
rest
hours
in
too.
the cart?
Maybe. Depends
I mean, a
upon what-
half-dead-looking lizard like knocking at the shop's door is pretty persuasive. I mean, it could be anything.
Sure, but you, Sir Aspida needs a few hours more of rest to return the power of her soul and her HP. She must drain more of just blood, but like raw life force as well.
Our plan was to stay for another night so Aspida could recover.
Well, do as you want to. The roads can be dangerous at night, but if you think it's better to leave now, then
Well, this is I agree that if the road set is dangerous, Asphodel needs to be a little bit better than she is now. She looks little more gray than silver. Uh, sh-
At any, if I don't, at any rate, I could feel that my scales could be a sheer white, and that is not okay.
She's also a little bit red on her chest.
From the blood and the tomato.
Oh, yeah.
we even see her chest. I mean, she's
It's
not wearing.
outside. Yeah, it's outside. Whatever she's wearing.
Mhm. Well, I can run you a bubble bath, Asphodel, whilst the others get the cart.
We go by the cart and then we will leave tomorrow morning.
I'd certainly appreciate that if you don't mind.
The bubble bath it is, and Nyx disappears up the stairs.
Oh,
Once Nyx disappears, she kind of asks, "What is a bubble bath?"
Oh, it's really nice. I haven't had one in a while.
Where do the bubbles come from?
anyway. So, Nyx and Asphodel have a bubble bath together.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're doing bubble bathy things together.
That makes it better.
Whilst Crocus, you're sending Crocus along with Illyria to the shop. Okay.
Well,
And
Crocus is just cracking his bones like it's just us two.
See how this goes.
and you return to Baldriff Mercantile, owned by Baldriff Catbeer. Walk down the streets, get back to the place. Baldriff looks up with his mousy nose and says, "So you have returned then? You accept finally my offer and brought me the gold for which I deserve."
We do indeed. We also don't have a choice.
Well, I didn't have a choice when I bought the wagon or the Vistani wagon either. And yet, here I am selling you for 0 profit.
Oh, being an asshole is a choice, but
Being a fool is also a choice.
we would like to take the money.
The wagon, you say? For 100?
It was the one with the. We settled on a more expensive one, right?
The wagon that was without cover was 100. And
Yeah.
the one with a bit more room and a cover in Vistani style, probably bought or found or somehow acquired from the Vistani, was 150.
Yeah, we said we would take that one, right?
You do have exactly 150 gold.
Guys, party.
Well, as
Yeah.
what was agreed previously, it was the one with the roof, but it was also a favor involved with the gold.
Oh, that is the price with the favor. I think.
Yeah, the price was lowered from 750 by the favor and some threats down to 150. So that includes a small favor and some threats has pulled it down to 150 gold for the Vistani wagon.
How much gold does Illyria have?
I would assume you gave her enough gold for it. Like she has the gold on her when you send her to buy it.
Yeah, well, you received 50 gold from the first time from.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
I think it's more about like who carries our gold. But I would
Yeah,
assume
You have all the money. You have the party money right now.
since the party agreed to take the bigger wagon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Illyria will basically just like throw the money at him.
He makes a little oof sound and then hits him in the chest. Right, I will count it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes on for a few minutes. And eventually he looks up and says, "Well, let me congratulate you, owner of one Vistani wagon. Let me take you around." He leaves the shop with you, taking well care to see if Crocus follows.
I was about to say.
And he
Crocus runs
pockets
rapidly on the
the
shelf.
money on his person, like within his vest that he has. And he closes his door only after Crocus has left. And guides you whilst you are in front of him. And so he guides you around the shop into what seems to be like a courtyard in the back, where there's a stable where there seems to be a few horses in. And there's that huge carriage that was like trailer size, with that Duchess Nonell silver signature on the deep purple on the side. There's also a few carts, that wagon, and then a Vistani wagon. It's basically have a white domed roof with rain-resistant cloth, but it's empty. It's emptied out, so it's just like large enough for 6 people to sit. 4 people with extensive packaging, and then you can attach 2 to 4 horses to it, depending upon how much you want. Right, here we have it. Here you have the receipt, and he gives you like just a piece of paper where the details of the buy, and he says, "How will you transport it?"
We do have 2 horses. If it would be alright, I guess get it tomorrow.
If that is what you want, that's fine, as long as you have the receipt. The wagon is yours.
Alright.
Oh, as a quick question, how many horses do we actually have? Because I thought we had 3 initially.
2.
We've only got 2.
Yeah, we have 2 horses, but we also don't have the money to buy a horse.
Actually, this
Fine,
one
we'll
may.
need more.
This little gnome is actually packing. So he wants to talk to Uncle Cantometer here and be like, how much for the 2 horses?
Well, it depends upon what kind of horse you want. Do you want a draft horse, or do you want something more for the road? Or, well, I have sold my last battle horse to Valaki some time ago.
For the road, it would be good.
Oh, well, they are 100 apiece.
Crocus is now looking around to try and do the same thing that Dix was doing, knocking things over, but he just walks over to a rake and just knocks it over.
Knocks it over.
Crack is
Amusing.
It's
Ah,
alright.
gotta try. Okay.
We I don't know. We will just like get it tomorrow, right?
As I said,
Guys.
as long as you had the
Well, Larry
receipt.
doesn't.
Oh.
I'm just.
Sorry.
I know I can't do voices to save my life.
It's okay. I'm not that good at them either.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Huh.
you're pretty good.
Oh,
I'm
thank
pretty sure I'm just like incapable of doing voices.
You just need to find other ways. Like if you don't have too much pitch difference in your voice, like I don't have much like low end. You just need to change the pattern or the accent.
You can always
Yeah, I
smoke
just
an excessive
I
amount.
have a very hard time. I think it's like a mental thing because I like anxiety. But anyway, are we going then? And just looks to Krakus.
Yeah, we're going.
And as she leaves, she sort of like says, "You know where you can shove that money of yours."
He instead he used to have this pleasant smile on his face, even though strained because it's obvious that he don't like you and you don't like him. But it falters and he looks openly dismayed and angry as his hand caresses that jasper stone that is around his neck, and then a second later his smile comes back, strained though it is, and says, "I'm looking forward to what you do. Now, good day. I have work to do."
Okay, do I realize him weirdly caressing a stone?
Yeah, I mean it's gleaming a little bit in the but daylight exists in this place.
Right, I'm not liking that, but it had to be done.
All right, and you go back on the road, back to the mansion, I guess.
Yeah, and she's coming back in, and she's going to be like,
A little bit too fast.
oh, okay.
Just because something doesn't happen all the time doesn't mean it never happens. I'm just kidding.
It's the hag. She's
on,
back.
on the road towards the mansion, a woman huddling a little bit on the road, dressed in simple clothing and this cloth around her head, hiding dark brown hair, and in a face that would once upon a time been pretty comely looking, but through hardship and time has weathered and turned a little bit like leathery her skin, and wrinkles, maybe more than what her age should have given her. And she walks up to you guys very, very carefully, very scared, and says, I heard what you did for Duru. I am also in need of your help.
What do you need our help with?
My daughter, she's gone. I don't know where she has gone. She's so small, and I love her so dearly. She cannot take care of herself out there on her own. You helped Father Donovich. Please help me too.
Okay, that sounds kind of shitty, but can I discern if this woman is like sincere or like trying to like lure us somewhere or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Let's do an empathy check
Okay.
with composure.
I'm glad I'm not doing it.
I didn't either.
Oh.
Oh. Um. She looks earnestly distraught. Desperate. She has a small doll that she presses against her chest in like her heart area, like her heart is physically aching. And it seems to be a small doll, old and used, well used. Her eyes are puffy and red, dark circles underneath her eyes, and she also looks a little bit malnourished, and you get the distinct feeling that she is not she has forgotten most worldly things because this anguish of her daughter's disappearance is eating her up from inside.
Now I feel bad. All right. Do you know where she is? Where she could have gone?
She just disappeared from the house one night. You know, she just isn't like her. She usually don't spend too much time outside, you know, considering her age and what's happening right now, and what I've heard about what's happening to Miss Koljana. I don't want the same thing to happen to her. She never leaves Barovia. She hardly ever leaves the house. Where could she have gone? I talked to everybody. I've been crying for days.
That's all right. How old is she? What does she look like?
Oh, she's a lovely girl. She has hair like mine. A sleek frame. You know, peasant clothing. She wore a brown dress with like a light blue top that day. But she disappeared in the night, so maybe she redressed. I don't know.
How long ago was this?
3 nights ago.
Yeah.
Should we get others?
I've talked to the burgomaster, but he says he doesn't have the men to search right now, but she's everything. She's my whole life. She's my heart. You gotta understand. She must be somewhere.
Can we take this woman over to the mansion with us? Because we're heading that way anyway. And that way we can feed her and whatever, and then discuss it further.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
Alright. So what do you say?
We would need to talk to the rest of our companions first. And we are planning on leaving town tomorrow morning, but how about you come with us for now and
into the burgomaster's home? Really? Someone like me? And she like trying to straighten her clothing, trying to set her hair a little bit better, like comb it through really hastily, and like trying to remove some dried tears from her eyes. This is
I mean, we're allowed to, but might at least want to get you some food, maybe.
oh, I don't wanna bother anyone. I do have some, food at home. I mean, I'm sure the burgomaster has a lot to do with his sister and all right now. Are you sure he won't be angry?
He doesn't seem like the person who would be angry about people in need. Though he doesn't have the resources to spare, we might be able to look into.
Okay, then if you introduce me, everyone calls me Mary.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mary. Shall we get on our way?
Sure.
You're really articulate for a small child.
Crocus just kicks the stones like, this always happens to me.
Alright. You guys head up to the mansion. You knock on the door, and as soon as Ismark peeks out his head, because Arena, of course, isn't allowed to, he narrows his eyes and says, Mary, why are you here? Oh, I'm so sorry to intrude, Mr. Master, Lord Burgomaster. I was invited by the outsiders.
We were approached by her and with the issue of her daughter, and thought to at least talk to our companions. If you are unwilling to invite her, that is fine. We just wanted to go get Nyx and Sir Aspoda.
Ismark is looking pretty harshly at Mary, like up and down, very suspiciously. And in the end, he says, well, of course I know of poor Gertruda's fate of disappearing from the village, but as of now there is no men I can muster to search. So I don't know what I can do, but I can offer you lunch. You do look a little bit sick, Mother Mary. I will not invite you in. You may pass the threshold on your own. Oh, what? I'm not invited in? No, you're not invited in. But you may... This is more difficult than I thought. You are not invited in. Lady Lyria, maybe just lead her over the threshold? I don't know how to... The devil has many tricks.
Well, Lyria, I mean, is it all right to do that? Just sort of like whispers to...
Let's see what I wrote in the handout here. What you guys know? Yeah, okay, you do know this because this has come up in the war against the vampires quite a lot. A secret that was there were a lot of celebration and satisfaction when it was discovered that a vampire cannot enter an abode unless invited.
My question is just like, do they need to be like actually invited, or like would it like? I probably wouldn't know, but I just kind of like, if I know that, would I be like, is it okay if I do that? Not that familiar with the intricacies of vampirism, and I don't think Illyria is either.
This is a little bit. Yeah, I don't think you are that sure about it. I mean, you have heard that. You heard this fact, but it would be more Sir Asphodel who would know the ins and outs of this a bit more. But you do know that Mother Mary shouldn't be able to enter the house if she's not invited, if she is a vampire. If she's not a vampire, she should be able to just walk in without an invitation.
Okay.
Is Crocus aware about what's going on here, or is he just completely unknowledgeable to this?
I think he's a little bit confused. It's a very weird thing. It's not that... Yeah, considering your isolation, this is a very...
In the swamp.
illogical thing. Like, it's very, very unique.
Why are you people so rude to her?
Ismark opens the door wide and says, Mary, you can walk in on your own, but I do not invite you. And then Mary continues looking very distressed and confused if she's invited or not.
Illyria tries to give her like a sort of like a reassuring thing that she's sort of like trying to be reassuring.
Okay, sure. Mary still looks a little bit apprehensive and says, okay, I'm walking in and I'm not gonna stay for long. I don't want to be imposing. And she very, very carefully walks up to the threshold, like looking at Ismark, scared and confused. And when she comes upon the threshold, she just walks through. And Ismark looks relieved and...
I feel like we might want to explain.
Yes, I'm very sorry, Mother. I did not wish to treat you with any disrespect, but you see, there are stories that the devil cannot walk past thresholds without explicit invitation. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't a trick. I'm very sorry. Oh, the Devil's Rod has many tricks, indeed. I'm a little bit scared to be here, honestly. I don't want his curse to befall me too, or misfortune. I'm sorry if I ever made anybody angry, especially you, Devil. I think she makes the side of the Gleaming Lord, trying to ward herself off evil.
What is the sign for the Gleaming Lord? Because his symbol is that of a mountain. Does she just do like almost like a YMCA? Sorry to ruin the immersion.
Oh, it's fine. I feel like I do that on a regular basis.
Honestly, I think it would be something of like a fist over the heart or something like that, like a sign of strength. I haven't thought about that. I will have to thought about that. I have to think about that.
Okay.
I have to think about that.
Hmm.
Okay. Then Ismark leads her into the kitchen, where there's the lunch is now finished. It sets the table in the kitchen a little bit more informal for another person. I think at this point, Sir Asfida and Nyx is done with the bubble bath. Unless other things have been going on
No.
upstairs.
No.
Bubble beard.
Nothing.
Crocus is just gonna go over to Asphodel and just sniff and go, and then just nod his head and like, yeah, you did, and just walk away.
Did you enjoy the bubble bath?
I see where the bubbles come from, yes.
Okay. And yeah, Sir Asphodel and Nyx, you notice this woman sitting down in the kitchen. She had removed the cloth over her head, so her pretty ratty, as in unwashed for some time. Dark brown hair is out, and she seems to be wearing not that well taken care of peasant clothing, and she's looking around the house, a little bit wide-eyed, careful, like scared of doing anything wrong.
Oh, now who's this?
Look what you found.
Would you like to introduce yourself, or?
Oh, of course, lords and ladyships, I'm Mary. I'm a mother, seamstress here from the town. My daughter, my beloved daughter. The only gift I have from her late father that passed away a long time ago. She went missing 3 days ago. She must have left in the night, or something took her in the night. She's gone. She had never left the village before, and I didn't hear anything, and there's no signs of struggle. I don't know what happened to her, and why she ever would leave me.
That is quite the predicament that you are
I
in.
know we are probably not able to help everybody, but when she approached us, I thought we could at least listen to what she has to say.
I mean, sure, but it's a little bit difficult to track down her daughter without a single lead to go on. Where would we even look? And we do have other pressing engagements with Irina. Mother, and Nick doesn't get too close because like he recognizes how dirty she is, and he like sort of somewhat cringes. Yeah, of course, we would love to help if we can, but what can we do? I mean, you are coming to us with this problem and nothing else. How can we even start to search?
I don't know. I honestly didn't know, but I heard what you did to Father Donovich. You work miracles, so maybe there's a miracle for me too.
Nix kind of gets a little bit like puffs out his chest a bit in like a proud way. He says, "Oh well, miracle workers. That's not the first time I've heard that come out of a woman's mouth."
Oh God.
But yes, you are right.
I would like to say that at that Illyria, like, actually face.
Valeria and Asphodel both.
But do you have anything of hers? What was she doing the last time you saw her? Was there anything strange going on? We need something. Try and think. Ismak, make the lady some tea. Help her think. You're muted, I think, Bexxy.
Sorry, I was laughing so much. I had to mute myself. I don't know. She was more curious about the village, and she tried to go out there without me. So I am ashamed to say that maybe I locked her in. And then
In where?
in a room on the second floor. Things are dangerous right now here with the devil, and then again the sign to the Gleaming Lord.
You locked your daughter in her room and then she was gone?
Yes. She's the jewel of my eye, my heart. I can't bear to lose her, so I try to keep her safe.
You can't really. I mean, I know you want your children to be safe, but locking them away usually makes them more likely to try to escape.
She doesn't know what's best for her. She's still so young. Just a little girl.
How young is she?
So innocent.
How young is she?
She looks a little bit ashamed. We haven't really counted.
Oh, okay. Are we talking like a little girl? Are we talking teenager? Are we talking young woman?
Oh, she recently bled.
Asphodel looks to the human, more warm-blooded people. What?
Illyria is like so around like 12, 13 maybe?
That sounds like it. But she's like my little girl. So innocent. She doesn't know much about the world, and that's why I'm extra scared, because she can't take care of herself.
You have any idea where she would go? Does she have a friend in the village? I mean, if someone was to escape, like your daughter, maybe she has a place that would be on the top of her list to go. A relative, anything.
I have knocked on every house in the whole village, and nobody have seen her.
Damn it.
Children like toys, right?
I guess.
Is there? Does this shop you went to have toys on display, or anything that a child might wander towards?
Well, she brings out the she stops clutching the doll she has in her embrace that tightly, and shows it, and she says, she really likes this doll. There used to be a shop here, but there's a similar one in Valaki. I went there when I was a younger woman. See here. And she twists it, and there's like a little stamp on the bottom of it that says, is no fun, is no Blinsky.
No.
There used to be a Blinsky toy shop here, but that was when she was just a little toddler. I still had this from bought it from another family in town, but there's another toy shop in Valaki. But why? How could she ever? It's so far away. Why would she go alone to Valaki?
Let's not put the cart before the horse. Have you looked at the store, the empty store here?
Talking about carts and horses.
Yes. You got the cart, right?
I got the wagon, but I may or may not have told him where to shove his gold pieces, so I'm not sure if we want to get it today or if we wanted to wait until tomorrow.
Whoa. I don't know about how trustworthy this man is or how he reacted to you telling him to shove where gold pieces should not be shoved. If we could attempt to kill two birds with one stone, I would like to see this shop. And does it have a window?
There's probably one or two windows, but the glass is, pretty thick, grainy, in medieval times, so you can probably see a bit, but not too much. It's what somebody can tell us for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I mean, you won't really see much windows, but there are some things.
Well, who knows? If a child were to walk out here out of pure curiosity, and you say there's only one shop in town, well, I don't know who else would have tantalizing wares that would attract a child.
I was more thinking that the child might go to where the store used to be if she doesn't have her doll.
Well, that is true. That too.
At least something we can check out. Would Nix know where this house is? This store would have been.
Not Nyx, but Ismark would tell you that the shop is now turned into a family house for like a huge family. Is now using the abandoned shop.
Well, I don't know. I'm not necessarily someone that starts investigations. That is more the protectorate. But I'm happy to, since we have half a day, to at least spend that time. I've had my bubble bath.
We can at least have a look around town. And
Exactly.
maybe get the wagon while we're at it.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that.
All right. Irina, like half hugs Mary and says, I promise that we will try everything that is in our power to try and find you, Gertruda. Now, don't worry and have some stew, Mary. Everything will be okay. You all have like a little bit of an awkward lunch. Finish that, and we're going to have a 5-minute break. Woohoo!
5-minute break. All right.
I'll be back in 2. Need more tea and food.
Fair.
I need to get some more water. Be right back.
Refill your water skins. Re-pour into your goblets. Get some cheese and crackers.
So what did you do today? Debating if we should stab a shopkeeper or not for like an hour.
I was surprised that he invoked so much fury into the party.
I mean, he's kind of an asshole.
That is indeed true. Shad, I hope you're having a great time. The live free, I can finally talk to you. Hello, thank you so much for the follow. And for all the comments. And to join the Discord too. Happy to have you. Life free. Life fear? Like it just spelled it awkwardly. Okay, is this life fear? Am I saying that right? Yep, okay. Life fear. Thank you for telling me. Looks back, looks at the mirror, looks back at the rule. Well, happy to have you along the ride, Life Air. I'm creating a overhaul role-playing game of Dungeons & Dragons, actually, where I've changed some things to hopefully improve character choice and dynamics and narrative. I'm trying to make D&D feel less of a video game and more of a like a narrative character focused role-playing game, and it has its own lore, a bunch of lore, holy shit. And I used to have a campaign in my own setting, but I wanted to take a little bit of a break and try out the module, so I'm trying out Curse of Strahd currently, but I've changed it a bit, so it is set in the Frostmark world, and I'm also using the Frostmark system. I really want to post a suggestion to have Olaf there. It's so strange because it's not the Arundel castle. Like, it comes from a picture of just the castle of Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
I think if you do that, I think I found it when I
I
just
can
searched.
kind of see it, but also not.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the picture I took it from. Right? I can't be Arundel. Oh, Arundel Castle.
Yeah, Arendelle wasn't that depressing.
Okay, fuck. I need to do Castle Frozen. Right, it looks like that, right?
It's much bigger than what you have as a mansion, for sure.
See, it's the same to you?
I don't know, but Frozen was kind of depressing. I mean, you're not wrong, Silent, but...
I mean, their parents died in the first act during a musical number.
one of them like hid away her whole life until. Are we spoiling Frozen now or not?
I mean, I think it's been out for a while.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, the princess was.
Spitting image.
big.
Oh fuck.
The princess at around about 10 years old was locked away by their parents.
Oh no.
Sound
Yeah.
familiar?
Oh no.
Her sister was used by an evil asshole
hmm
Oh no.
or something like.
We gotta go find Elsa now.
Fuck.
I
It
mean,
seems
Bexxy.
under the
no.
crisis.
Have you ever seen what's it called? The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
That's even worse.
I don't know why, but I remember not really liking the movie when I was younger, and then recently I listened to Hellfire, and I was like, Jesus.
Like, this is a kid's movie. Dang.
It's a really good song though. A really good song.
Yeah.
It is. And then I love, like, the visual, but dang.
Yeah, but it's about like, if you don't belong to me, then I'm gonna fucking kill you.
That's some heavy persuasion.
That's more intimidate.
Frollo
Which can be
intimidation. Frollo rolled intimidation.
hmm No, I swear it's persuasion. No, you're threatening the family. It's intimidation.
The cover by Anna is also really good silent.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love her.
Roll for
Roll
initiative.
for initiative.
So we're gonna go look for a kid. Whilst ask for the
Yeah, I think we're all back.
I'm back. Yeah.
Alright, I was waiting for that. Sean was going getting food, so I thought it would take a little bit longer than normal.
That way.
No, food is important. Okay, we all here. We're going to go back to play. So, you finish lunch. What do you want to do?
Burn down the mansion.
No,
Find more
mansion?
gold.
Imagine now. I swear to God, Krakus is a pyromaniac.
There are ways to control him. Sort of like Phoenix flicks the back of Krakus's ears.
It causes Crackers to go into seizure. Are you happy now?
Jesus Christ.
It's like his off button.
He's on the floor, literally drooling as this is happening.
And can you turn him on again? Is he all right?
He'll walk it off. Shall we? He'll snap out of it in a second. But if we have time whilst as for the rest up, maybe she can still be somewhat useful and help. Maybe walking it off will be actually be better for her recovery.
I simply can't stand around for this. I'm coming with you guys.
Alright.
Along curious intention.
As long as it's only light activity, you can continue to heal.
Nice. Radio.
Okay, you take the horses from the stable. Ismark helps you as Uwina cleans up inside, and you guys take the horses over to Cantomir's place. Periwinkle at that time is in the back. And says, Uncle Cantomir told me to help you touch the horses if you okay with Eddie.
I mean,
Here we are.
I think we got it.
Okay, I will continue working over here then. Unless you have some pie.
Well, I mean, my offer still stands in terms of getting you some pie. I'm running a little low myself, so I was thinking about hitting up old Granny in the street. Maybe you want to come along whilst the others hook up with the horses.
Oh, I can't leave. But if I gave you 5 gold coin, would you buy me a pie?
Certainly, my friend. Anything for a friend of the Vistani.
Oh, that sounds great. Give me a pie. And he hands over 5 gold coin. You get a distinct feeling that he can't count that well. He gives you 4.
How many coins does he? He gives me 4 gold.
Yeah. 4
I mean, it was like what, a gold a piece or something like that
Yeah.
for the pies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pie is 1 gold.
Sure. I'll be right back. And Nix will saunter over to Granny with the pies if she's still there.
Indeed, she is in the normal place in the streets. And
Definitely a hag.
when she sees you, she calls out, "Oh, Devistani! I've heard that your name is Nix, is it not? Oh, such a lovely name. Are you here for more pie? I told you how delicious they were."
Granny, your pies hit the spot so many times. I am indeed here for a pie. In fact, I am actually recommending your pies to other people. I like them so much. I just want other people to try some.
Oh, aren't you lovely? You warming an old woman's heart.
Well, it's kind of a mutual arrangement. You warm mine, I warm yours. Anyway, I have some gold here if you need some pies. And, any different flavors today?
Well, I have my normal hearty meat pie, but I also have one made of nuts and potatoes.
Get the nuts. He might be allergic.
Oh,
What? Whoa.
Why are you trying to kill him?
you know.
I will
Less
go
security.
with what I know, but I'm happy to try something new, but I'm not going to pay for it right off the bat. If you want me to start promoting your pies, Granny, a little bit of a sample will go a long way.
Oh, and you persuasive there. Well, how can I say no for a little sample? Well, here. And she takes one pie and like makes a small, like less of a quarter, like half of a quarter, and hands it over to you. Here you go. There's a little bit of honey in there, and pecan nuts.
Sure. I trust you completely. Would you wrap up 4 pies for me? 4 of the meat pies, because I know they're good.
Well, of course, dear, but try to make them last. I sadly will have to leave before nightfall. Go back to my bakery. Closer to Wallachia. I'm running out of pies, so try to make them last until I come back.
Wait, Granny. Straight up here, you're cutting me off?
No, I'm not by choice, dearest. I need to bake more, and you can see that she's indeed almost empty.
Right. Okay, well, give me your address, and I'll be sure to come on by and buy a lot of pie.
She says, Well, I'm a bit of a roamer, as you know, selling my wares all over in the cities that require some joy and brightness in their day. But my bakery, as I said, is outside of Alaki, and otherwise I'm on the road, traveling between Kresk and Valaki and indeed Barovia.
Very well. I will look for your bakery outside of Valaki, and for now, a pleasant journey, and keep safe on the road, huh?
Oh, you too. May the Night Mother be with you.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Back with pies.
I'm
And
not
I'll eat
liking any of it.
Kind of sus.
I'll eat the sample, and like bring back the pies to Periwinkle.
Yeah, the pecan nuts are slightly roasted. The potatoes give like a good starchy base, and then there's like a hint of sweetness for with the honey that is glazed the nuts. It's really nice. It's a bit lighter, of course, in comparison to the meat pie, but it's nice in its own way, and it fills your belly with warmth, and your head starts to swim with more happy thoughts.
Nick's kind of like breaks into a whistle as he like walks on back to the party, like a little jaunt in his step.
Skipping a bit.
Are there any rehab facilities in Barovia?
Well, this will not have any consequences at all. No. Yeah, you come back to Periwinkle. How many pies do you give to Periwinkle?
All the pie.
All of them.
Yeah, I'll give him 4 pie.
Let's make a resolve saving throw.
Don't want to give up the pies.
Let's see if you have the willpower to do so. Oh, you do. You do. It's hard though. It's it hurts a little.
I think like Nix hesitates for a second, and then he realizes I know where the source is now. I can go find more. It's okay.
Oh, that's a lot of pie. I didn't know you could get so much pie for so little coin.
Well, you are quite the strapping young man, and I figured a growing boy needs his food.
He pats his stomach. I like food.
And remember, it is like a friendship gift to eat pie with the Vistani, so we are friends now, eh?
Okay. I like you, Purple.
Like you too, Peach.
Periwinkle laughs. Okay, well, come back anytime.
You got it, Peach. Be back soon, eh?
Take care now, Purple. Alright, you leave the backside of Billerberg Mercantile with the Vistani wagon. And do you transport it down to the mansion?
I would assume so.
By the time you have entered the mansion again with the wagon secured by the stable of the mansion, Madam... why do I say that? Mother Mary, it's another reference, I'm sorry, has left the mansion. And Ismark seems to be out on some work, leaving only Irina inside. what do you want to do now?
Well, we have a wagon. There's still time. Could look around for a child.
That was the plan, yeah. So where do you think we should go? We should look at the family home first, or to the toy store, or
Well, we
what do you
just
think,
went
Illyria?
to the store, so
No, I mean the other,
I
the
know,
old
but it's
store.
also one of the suggestions. Usually you'd probably want to start to see if there's anything where they disappeared.
Very well. I'm right behind you. And pats her on the
Also-
back and gives her guidance.
Do we even know where she lives?
I mean, if you ask Irina, she will be able to point it out to you. And it's go back here. It's pretty close. It's almost like it's marked red for a reason.
It's a brothel.
Oh no. You have the tavern, the shop.
I have a story for you guys after the session.
Oh, no.
I also wanted to bring up something actually after the session. Open the eyes.
Oh my god.
Stay on target.
Yeah, you have her house actually very close to Belrath.
Well, let's get going. See what we can find.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
I'm happy to help in any way I can. If it's actually good to be of use when I'm mostly stuck inside here.
You'll get out soon enough.
Well, with your help, very soon, for better or worse.
Always for the better.
Well, with your presence there, Nix, I'm sure things will be definitely better.
Nix's purple goes a slightly shade of red, but he's like, yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. Irina. Shall we go now?
All right.
I'm
You,
concerned. Illyria is concerned.
So do you head to Mary's house?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. As you get closer to it, you can hear a soft sobbing inside. Inside the house, and it takes a bit of knocking before she decides to open up and pass her shoulder inside of the rather small house is a one room but divided living room space, small kitchen which is dirty and covered with dust. There's broken glass on the floor, a rotten meal set for 2 people on the table. It seems otherwise pretty disheveled as things have been thrown about. And there's a new puffiness to Mary's eyes as they're bloodshot and wet. And she says, "Oh dear me, I didn't know you would come to visit. I would have cleaned up."
All
What
right.
happened
we
here?
told
I tried to search for her or any clues or anything.
Can I look around and see if that looks like the case? Because like turning the house upside down in the kitchen or whatever seems a little odd. It's like I want to ascertain if it looks more like a fight broke out as opposed to her looking.
Okay, let's make an investigation check with Connie.
Oh, natural
Nice.
20.
Damn!
Ooh.
Wow.
It is strange that she would look downstairs like this if she would have locked in her daughter in her room upstairs. She said on the second floor. But everything that has been thrown about, the cabinet doors and the in the kitchen and whatever closet that has been open shows no signs of struggle. They've just been like ripped open quickly, and its contents have just been thrown on the ground below. Then somebody seems to have like shifted through it, but then left it as it is. There's no dried blood. There's no tracks other than what seems to be soft footfalls over some clothing and things like that, which seems to come from Mary herself. The broken glass once upon a time contained a amber liquid that smells of alcohol.
Ooh.
Is there a bottle that I can see that looks like the amber liquid? That is like, is it still anywhere else that I can see that correlates?
Yeah, like rolled on the floor into a corner seems to be a dark tint whiskey bottle.
I go pick up the bottle as I give a side eye to Illyria.
It's an empty bottle that contains some kind of strong cereal, like whiskey or bourbon or something like that. Once upon a time, but it's empty. It has, a little bit in the bottom, but it's empty.
I give it a sniff as I look down at Mother Mary.
Mhm.
And then I look back to Illyria and I could pass her the bottle.
Mary, of course, sees you pass the bottle over, and she says, "Oh, I'm a bit ashamed for you to see that, but once I learned she was gone, I just wanted some comfort."
Insight check. Or whatever.
Was gone.
Ooh.
Sure, let's make an empathy composure. And what did you say, Yuli?
Only after she was gone.
I searched for a whole day, and then in the evening when I sat down in front of the food I had left, I couldn't take it anymore, so I knew I had this bottle hidden away, and I just needed to not remember for a moment. Well, she seems to speak the truth to you, Nix.
And
Albeit, oh, go ahead.
you turned everything here upside down.
Well, after I got very drunk, I got desperate again to try and find any clues of where she might have gone. So I searched everywhere. I tried didn't want to leave anything to chance, that I would miss anything. I can't say it's logical, but I just didn't want to miss anything.
Do I know if she's like sincere?
You can make an empathy composure if you want to.
No.
Yeah, that's what's gonna bide her time. On.
Okay.
I think what we can do is just speed this up. We don't have much time. If maybe Krakus, do you want to go with Asuda and check upstairs, and we will look around down here and maybe outside. Let's try and split it up as fast as possible to see if we can find anything.
Yes, and I suggest after we finish searching here, might ask around ourselves with our own little questions.
If it can help finding my Getruda, then go ahead.
Nix pats Krakus on the head and gives him guidance.
Croc is
sure
like
to look
glaring in the
everywhere.
eyes. It's the first time. Yeah.
Be sure to look everywhere.
No,
You've
just me,
got this.
senpai. He salutes and runs upstairs on all fours and is sniffing around.
Alright.
Can I roll for like perception or investigation? What would this be?
Well, first of all,
If there is anything.
upstairs is a corridor. The first door you find leads to a bathroom with an unemptied chamber pot and a bowl of dirty bathwater.
Ew.
Then there is a little bit larger bedroom with like a queen-size bed. The same disheveled, strewn about clothing and other things are on the floor and in disarray. And then there is a smaller bedroom with a smaller bed, which it has a writing desk and a bed. There is several dolls inside, either like sewn together, or what is it called? You not stitch. You
Knit.
knit together, or created with wood or old and used of different styles and kinds, and they're like sitting on a shelf on display.
Anyways, there isn't much here. Is it possible I could take a doll
Yeah.
with us?
Yeah.
Because I'd like to take a doll just in case we come across this girl. Maybe she's going to trust us or not. If we've got got a doll, maybe you can convince her with that. We're nice people.
There is also what seems to be shards of a mug that is in the doorway. On the bed, a clumsily hand-woven dress lies. There's a hairbrush and a open window.
Oh, as soon as like look at the window, see if like how does it open and close? Is there like a lock on it or something?
There's like a latch to it, but it's like pretty far down to the ground. For like a girl, if a girl would jump out, the chances of like at least straining your ankle is high.
You see that off the side of this window, like places where there's some good footing for a small girl.
There seems to just be like a just a patch of like half brown grass underneath the window.
What's brown grass?
Well, it's autumn, so you know it's starting to.
Okay. Right. Go. Can you check like under the bed if there's anything missed under the mattress?
Have you?
Come again?
Will you, or have somebody?
Oh, she'll totally like lift this bed and see what's under it. Mattress.
Underneath the mattress, by the foot of it, are actually 2 books.
Oh.
Really, really used. Like almost breaking apart in the spine. And after quickly looking through them, both of them are a collection of fairy tales.
She'll very carefully flip through the pages and see if there's anything of like unusual or a note hidden in them.
For certain stories, there's a lot of like some scribbles in the book. Not words, but like more symbols. If there's a mention of a princess or a lady of some kind, there's usually like a little crown over the word. If there's like a dashing prince, there might be like a small scribble of a man's face with like a glint in the eye and a smirk on the face and like a small crown over the head. If there's a mention of a sword battle, there might be 2 swords clashing. Like here and there, she had like embellished the stories with these little doodles.
Okay. Well, I certainly didn't find anything of to note here.
Okay.
Caracas is thinking about the fact that apparently vampires can well, not just vampires, but other servants of the Count can transform and stuff like that. And they also like to tempt people out of their homes, of course, because they can't come in if they're not invited.
Mm-hmm.
He's wondering if the little girl actually opened it herself because she was tempted outside. Maybe by one of those suspicious crows, but he's keeping this very much in his head right now.
Okay.
Okay.
And just contemplate.
In the meantime, what's happening downstairs?
Well, we're going to look downstairs and like around.
Yeah, I was gonna look around outside, just like the back door or like the garden or whatever, if there, because I'm like looking at the map here. There seems to be like some sort of well area around there, just like to see if there's anything around that part that maybe if the daughter ran away, I don't know, she might have dropped something or her footprints or whatever,
Right.
something like that.
I mean, Illyria wouldn't know, but she would probably ask if like the daughter's room had like a window and which side it was facing and look there.
All right, so both of you go outside and looking behind. Most of this area is owned and used by Belduff Mercantile.
Turn it
But
down.
the area right just behind the house, there's like a very small and ill taken care of garden. There is a little place to like grow herbs and root vegetables and things like that, but the ground is pretty poor. It's just pretty long brown to green grass that have seen better days. Let's make a survival check with intelligence.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I will give myself guidance.
Alright. It's a 1d4. $16 and 15. Okay, that's pretty good. Both of you see that there has hardly been any activity in this garden for quite some time, and just underneath the window, if you're going with the suspicion in your mind that Gertruda would jump out of the window, there's no disturbance in the grass below.
And for the rest of the area where Nyx is looking?
Despite maybe like a raven or another, like a stray dog or cat, there's no footprints of something humanoid or a larger animal or creature recently.
I don't see anything out here, Lyria. I wonder if maybe we should go right to the source and see if there's anything in her room. Or maybe Asvada and Krakos has found something.
Well, I mean, at least it doesn't seem like she climbed out of the window.
I wonder if I'm going to ask Periwinkle, see if he's seen anything. I'll join you back in the house in a minute.
Alright, I'll go head upstairs to the others then.
Alright. Let's do Illyria first, and then we do Nyx. So Illyria, you go up again past Mary, who's just sitting in the kitchen, looking with an empty gaze towards like the dinner that has been, or the food that is on the table for a few days, with an empty look on her face.
Oh no.
But you walk past her and up to Asvada and Krakus, who are standing in the room that seems to be Gertruda's.
Are you able to find anything?
Nothing of note outside of this. Well, no, it was 2 books, right? 2 books?
Yeah, it were 2 books.
Outside of 2 books I found under the mattress, well loved. It was only filled with fairy tales and her scribbles inside, drawings. But besides that, nothing of note, nothing unusual. Even checked the window, it's a simple latch. And to jump outside it will certainly injure her.
Most likely. I did check outside anyways. So
Cool. Yeah.
it didn't really seem like anybody jumped or climbed out of the window.
Krakus?
Yeah. Caracas is basically wants to excuse himself. He's wants to talk to Mary directly, and
Alright.
once the conversation upstairs is done, he's just gonna head downstairs.
Okay. Are you happy, Illyria and Asvada, with sharing the evidence, or do you have more ideas to share with each other?
Don't think Illyria does.
Yeah. Asmina's gonna. She's curious. Like she has her theories,
Okay.
but she's not gonna say them out right now. She doesn't have much to go off of. Don't want to cause a stir without basis.
And I guess you could probably want to like climb out without disturbing the grass much, but you know, definitely didn't yeet herself out the window.
Yeet. Okay.
Selfie.
Crocus, you approach Mary in the kitchen.
Well, not so much approach. He wants to grab he wants to grab one of the dirty plates from the kitchen, from the dining table, walk into the kitchen, start like tidying up while talking to Mary. Just, like,
Okay. All right.
cleaning. He just wants. Well, you'll start with asking. Just what I don't know even how to put this. Yeah, the last time. Where's the girl? Where's
What
the
did we
last
do
time she saw her daughter? When was the last? Like, what was yeah? No, what was the last time she saw her daughter? I don't even know how to put that in words.
3 days ago, like normal, I tucked her into bed, sang my usual lullaby, made sure she fell asleep, and I locked the door. And then all the commotion happened over at the burgomaster house. The devil had once again sent those servants of his to bring misfortune to the old burgomaster Dirovich. I shouted up to get through that, to get down underneath the bed and stay there, and I hid in my bedroom, closed the curtains, and hid and tried to cover my ears to make sure I didn't hear anything that could curse me. The screeches are horrendous. And then everything seems to be calm again. And I was able to fall asleep, and I brought up a glass of morning tea like I usually do to wake my darling. And I opened the door, and she was gone.
And the window was wide. Yeah, the window was wide open. Was it when you? What was the state of the room?
It was like she had just been there a second ago. Nothing had changed.
Was the window unlocked?
The window was indeed open. I did not understand why. I told her to be careful. And there are 2 dresses missing from her wardrobe. I don't understand. I don't think she would jump out. And yet, the door haven't opened. It's just like she disappeared into thin air.
Has she ever spoke about anyone? Any dreams?
Oh, she has a lot of dreams, that one. I tried to, for her sake, I've tried to, make her ambitions and wants to be a bit more realistic. There are very few happy endings here. And all she can think about is the old fairy tales of another Barovia, of another time. I just want her to become a seamstress like I am, and find herself an okay man, and live an okay life here in the village. But her head is in the clouds.
Krakus is just gonna go to Mary and just like tap her on the shoulder and say, "It's okay. It's okay. I'll be gone a sec. I'll be back."
Alright. So,
And he's gonna walk her upstairs.
Nix, you find Periwinkle still working outside behind the shop, seems to be chopping wood.
Ugh.
Hello there, Peaches. Remember me?
Purple, you're already back? Do you have more pie? Or maybe a
Well,
butterfly?
not this time. I just figured maybe you could offer us some insight to something that happened recently that we're just checking out. You know, friend to friend. We're just talking to the old lady next door, and she's saying she has lost her daughter. And since you live so close by, I was wondering if you have ever seen the daughter recently, and just if anything on that line.
Oh, well, that woman is very irritating. The only thing she's been doing is crying and knock on people's doors recently. It's been very frustrating hearing those wails all the time. Gives me a headache.
Sounds terrible. I mean, I could barely even be in there for half a second. You must have the constitution of a giant.
Well, look at me.
Indeed. But you are a very special boy. Yes, I was just wondering. I mean, we want to help her out to alleviate your headache. It seems it's a little bit of a bonus for everyone. If we could, perhaps, if you could think back when the last time you saw her, or if anyone else was creeping around the house recently.
What?
Anything
the
of that?
mother or the daughter?
The little girl, if you've seen the little girl, or if there was anyone else near the house.
Oh, I haven't seen the daughter for a very long time. I've heard her sing and talk when her have her window open, and let me tell you, in those days, the sounds that came from that place were funny and nice, and sometimes gave me tingling feelings in my stomach. I don't know understand why, but it did. It was a very sweet voice.
Interesting. Like a voice of the girl or someone older?
It sounded like a girl. But
As in the same girl?
I used to play with Katruda when she was younger. We did a lot of mischief together.
Oh, mischief. Now you're talking my language. Well, tell me, what did you do?
Well, we sometimes like to play pranks, but I got always scolded for that and beaten by Kantemir, by uncle, so I eventually had to stop. But it was really fun. But she came up with all the plans, and I was just very good at the action part.
Right. So what was her favorite prank?
Oh, we liked putting dog poop and horse poop where people would step into it or grab it. That was really fun. One day we put a bucket of water above Cantemir's door. Oh, that was fun. But I was so sad a few years ago when our pranks got me beaten quite often by uncle. She stopped coming out.
She just didn't want you to get hurt, or why do you think that is?
I don't know. She doesn't talk to me anymore.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm sure you miss your friend.
I do. She was cute.
And I think you might have had a little crush on the little lady, but
Crush? I don't want to crush her.
Oh no!
a little maybe sweet rather than crush.
Does she taste sweet?
You were sweet on her. I, never mind. Never mind. I'm trying to find your friend. I'm trying to stop your headache. I'm just trying to find some information. So far, we haven't really discovered anything. So I was just hoping, because you seem so astute and aware of everything around you, maybe
What does
you might have
astute
seen something.
mean?
Just heroic.
Oh, okay. Okay. He looks very happy about himself.
Now be a hero for me and tell me if you have seen anything. If you see anything later on, you come find your Vistani friend Nix, and maybe there'll be more pie in it for you. Who knows?
Well, 3 nights ago, when there was another attack at the mansion, there were some weird sounds back here. But I was hiding out in the basement with Candemir, so it's a bit hard to tell. But I heard
Oh, really?
Gertrude giggle and laugh, and a soft, dark voice having a conversation. And then things went quiet when the attack died off. But then, of course, Irina started crying and wailing over at the burgomaster house. And then in the morning, Mary started crying. And then I had a headache.
Do you? I mean, you were in the basement, but you heard something. Do you know roughly in the direction where you heard it?
Well, towards Gestruda's house. I mean, I heard her voice, and she's always in her house. Just what kind of just do you have any ability to do logic?
Yeah, perhaps yes.
Well, she's always inside, and she was giggling, you know. I don't see any other. She's always inside.
Well, thank you, Periwinkle. It was very helpful for you to give me this information, and it's curious that she was outside during the attack. I will do my best to see if I can discover any tracks or signs of where she was 3 nights ago. But if you think of anything further, I'll be just next door, okay?
Okay, I will just be here working.
You do that. Next will walk away, and with the new information, he's gonna be looking for like, not signs of like struggle or anything, but more like, you know, when people hang around in single spots, like the footprints there tends to be like shuffled or a little bit around, and he's specifically gonna be looking for like footprints that are both small feet as well as large feet nearby, that hopefully could be somewhat recent. 3 nights.
Let's make another intelligent survival.
I will guide myself.
All right. 17. Well, there are a bunch of tracks in the ground close by to build up mercantile or their storage sheds or whatever mercantile that is like around the house. Of course, there's a lot of tracks around the well. It's a place people go to often. But in the grass outside the house of Mary, there seems to be only tracks of creatures, and they are very, very soft. It's not like something. It's more like just walking over the lawn. Some bird's feet, maybe a cat, but it's quite faint. It's a little bit, with all this information and the window open. It's strange how the grass hasn't almost been disturbed at all.
As if something was flying. Okay, Nyx is gonna hang around outside for a while, observe if anyone else is watching the house or anything like that.
Okay. Back inside the house, what's happening there?
Aspina's gonna continue to look through that very well loved storybook carefully again. Are there any other pieces of paper found in that room of her scribbles?
Wait, what are you asking for? What you're searching for? Again?
Are there any pieces of paper that she's ever wrote on or drawn on?
Oh, not in those. Like some pages are falling out from the book itself because it's just so torn, so used. But in the desk, inside of one of the cabinets, there are more doodles on wayward papers, things she must have gotten her hands on, ripped out things and papers that somebody else might have thrown away. She written on the back a receipt from builder of mercantile, since real parchment is quite expensive, and she's mostly using a charcoal for most of her things.
Okay. Do those doodles on the back of the receipts in her desk kind of match the same style found in these very well loved books?
Yeah. Let's make an investigation with cunning.
Investigation.
Having anything better to do Deliria, help out.
Oh yeah.
18.
So 18. Sir, as for the things, it seems like Getruda had a strong liking to the princess and prince fairy tales. She would make scribbles of dashing princes on top of beautiful, horses, and princesses in beautiful dresses and jewelry. She would often what seems to be make portraits of herself dressed up as a princess.
Aww.
So we know, the guys for the nose, 2 dresses are missing. She has a big old fantasy about probably some prince whisking her away.
Oh,
There's
no.
no way she's gonna just
Yeah.
fling herself out the window. And as for the no, like with vampires, and these attacks, does she know that vampires can fly?
Are you muted, Bexxy?
I'm sorry. You do know that vampires are well versed with the magical arts. So it's like not a trait of vampires, but it's not out of the question.
Oh man, and she's been stuck in a room. It's like a Rapunzel.
Yeah.
It's like a Rapunzel. Oh man.
I'm
As for
not really sure how much of this you tell Illyria.
yeah, she's not gonna do it. Tell her just yet. But Asphod's gonna take a minute for her primeval awareness.
All right, you focus a little bit. Illyria looks a little bit confused, but you try to calm her. You're sending you have undead as your
Yes.
yes. Within how much?
10 kilometers.
10 kilometers?
Yeah. You can sense your favorite enemy within a 10-kilometer radius.
That's huge.
Yeah,
huge.
right? It's just like brain blasting to the abyss to find an undead within it. Crazy.
Well, there is a dot on your mental radar. A pretty big star. Towards the northwest.
It's where Father is, right?
Yeah. and
Earlier that day.
Past that, there are smaller ones close by, but past it.
There's some beyond the town. At least I know where the general direction as well as distance. How far away are those smaller ones? It says here you can sense how many of the favorite enemy is within the range. Their general direction as well as distance in kilometers from me.
Good luck.
You know that
It's like
meme
completed
of that
2 hours.
woman with a lot of like a lot of calculations is going. That's how I feel right now.
But you could say is it nearby the town, far away from the town?
It's
A handful?
it seems to you that it's close to the church.
There's several. There's not just one, but
No, there's several.
around the church.
A little bit under, like, I think this is a 3D vision, like not just a 2D one. So it's underneath water height.
Oh shit!
There's also faint ones, a little bit here and there, in the village. Also underneath water height.
Ooh, under the water, you mean like the wells here?
As in underneath the earth, basically.
Okay. Asoda, she snaps out of that state, takes a deep breath, and says, "This has gotten a bit more complicated, Illyria."
Has it?
Yes, so we have a girl, and with 2 dresses missing in the closet. I'm scanning through this book, and I'm looking at the doodles. She really likes
And
the
so
princess.
far, right. It doesn't seem out of the question that she would be tricked into leaving if that's what you're...
Yes, exactly. Whisked away as if, tantalizing words about perhaps a prince coming to save her. But, moreover, Remarkably, there's several undead within the town under the earth. Especially this couple of hits under the church. Besides, the occurrence earlier today. It's more of them.
Well, things have indeed gotten interesting.
Yes, it's certainly a kidnapper on the loose. And, well, I don't know what kind of undead, be it maybe ghouls and zombies, but maybe a vampire is hiding out. Who knows? I'm not too sure.
Not unlikely for a vampire to be here. See, Doro.
Well, yeah, there's Doro, but his father didn't know any better.
I know. I'm just saying. I would be surprised if there wasn't more of them around.
Maybe one of them has her, if she isn't already passed.
All right. Nix returns to the house. Oh, no, never mind. No, Nix was outside looking. Right.
Yeah, I was just like posting guard, just like well, around the corner, I suppose, like of the alley, like on the corner here.
Okay.
Just like looking down the street, looking up and down the street to see if anyone is watching the house or like acting shifty.
Are you trying to do this while hiding yourself? Or openly trying to see?
No, I'm trying to hide myself. I don't want other people to notice that I'm watching.
Okay, so let's make 2 rolls here. Let's do a perception with intelligence, and then I want you to do a subterfuge with cunning.
Can I just be an arse here and point out this is a big purple man who likes to wear beautiful, colourful clothing.
Look.
He's not exactly a ninja.
But I'm not like bulky either, so
No.
there's shadows. Okay, so perception with
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Here we go.
Because you're actively searching. 21.
21.
There. And then subterfuge with cunning.
Double that.
You look for a while. The minutes ticks by, hiding yourself pretty well. But it's not only about you are an ostentatious man that is purple. So it's not really about making sure you're not seen. It's more like to make sure that nobody sees you looking. You see people walk down the street. Some of them catch you. Not fewer than normal, of course, since you're standing a little bit off the way and not just walking down the street. Give you that normal stare, but eventually they go about their business. There are a few who come to the well to pick up water. People coming in and out of houses along the road here up towards the burgomaster's house, and then eventually you do see a cloaked humanoid standing over here, looking towards the house. You watch him or her as the humanoid watches the house, and eventually the humanoid spots you standing there from just time exposure. I want you to roll an empathy with composure. Oh.
Damn.
And
Not
just
very
a s-
empathetic.
it's just a second or so later, the cloaked person leaves their spot and walks away.
I break from cover and I try and take chase.
All right.
Batman and Robin.
You run down the street. You see him him or her walk this way, somewhere in that direction, going past this corner.
So I want to come to that corner here and just look around the corner. I don't want to rush around the corner.
Okay, so you stand over there.
Yeah. Somewhere and see if I can see where they are.
Okay, let's make a perception, intelligence with disadvantage. This.
Natural 20
Holy shit!
and 5.
No.
Oh. Okay.
No.
In another universe, you scan the people there that's on their just on the street and around, looking for any sign of the cloaked figure. But all you see are Barovians and no shadow hiding.
No tracks.
Uh
I go flat on my face, scanning it. I channel my inner Crocus and try and sniff. Yeah. And try and sniff the ground like he does.
You do not have the trained nose that Krakas do.
No, I don't. But he mimics me, and I mimic him.
Oh, I see. There are some people that look very strangely at you. But I mean, tracks on the central road, it's near impossible. It's just mud and tracks everywhere.
Yeah. I wonder who that person was. All right, I'll dust myself off. I don't know how he does it, but maybe sniffing mud isn't really what I'm geared up for. And I'll head back down the road towards the house. Yeah, see what the others are up to.
What are the others up to?
Meanwhile,
Well, Crocus was running up, basically going to go upstairs, and he wanted to talk to Asphodite about what he's spoken to Mary about, but we just assume they've had that conversation while all this excitement's going on outside.
Alright, and then eventually Nyx returns, and now you can all share what you have learned. Woo! So you gather up in Gertruda's bedroom and look at each other.
Look at
What do
those
you say?
lack of eyelashes.
Yes, and their eyelashes.
Ugh.
It's a little bit of mud in front of Nyx's clothing.
yeah. So I've been digging around, one can say, to try and discover some facts, and ultimately it resulted in the fact that there was nobody else, at least from a Trax perspective. But there was laughter and giggling during the night 3 nights ago, and I personally could not find anything that pointed towards being forced or taken. And I don't know about you guys, but usually someone who is giggling doesn't tend to be the one that is upset and wants to run away from home. But I don't know what you found.
A midnight visitor, it seems. Well, on top, that makes it a bit more compelling. So, Krakus and I searched the room and found that there's nothing of spectacular note, but I did find these 2 books under her mattress. And she carefully shows these like basically falling apart books.
Uh-huh.
And along with a whole bunch of doodles she had just to make sure that it was hers. But it seems that she really fantasized the whole prince saving her idea. And 2 dresses missing. And I did a little check, a little ability. And well, there's several undead abound here. Outside of, well, Dukas.
So wait a second. Are you saying that one, this young girl was locked away by her crazy mother? 2, had flights of fancy with the fairy tales? And 3, there was no real struggle? So you're saying that she left of her own accord to chase such a fairy tale?
Well, yes, and that person appearing and giving her a way out. From a window in which you can certainly sprain your ankle from jumping normally from. I don't know what sort of spells a vampire can possess, but it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
That the Count showed up outside her window in vampire flighty form and spoke sweet nothings to her?
Well, I
Made her
don't know.
giggle?
I wouldn't know it was the Count. It can't be just one, can there? Hey, but look, there's Dirkus. He's half crazed.
There are several, or well, there are probably more vampires in Barovia.
Sure, I guess.
How?
I
But,
highly doubt that the Count would go out of his way to abduct a young girl when the woman he desires is basically just down the street.
I don't know about you, but I don't know the Count very well. I don't know if he is just like into one woman. I certainly am not.
Oh my gosh.
Also, she is pretty young.
True. But personally, I don't think the Count cares or would care.
I never said it had to be the Count. It could be some other vampire. Or
Sure. But I mean, you say vampire, I'm just saying the Count is the only vampire I personally know.
Do you
You
know
know
the
the Count personally?
personally?
I know of him. I like, it's like when you say you know the king, you know of the king. I don't personally know him, but you know of the king. And you say like there's vampires, like that's the only vampire I know. So it's more like, who else am I going to blame here?
Alright. We'll just blame it on either some very charming fellow that can fly or something.
Sure, makes sense. Or what's the alternative?
Alternatively, a vampire. That isn't the Count. Is not the Count. If there are half-crazed ones like Dirkus over there, it's not out of the realm of possibility there's like actual non-crazed ones.
Fair enough. And what's the name of this vampire? Just so I can have context.
It doesn't have to have a name. It's a placeholder. It's a placeholder next. Anyway, Brockus, what have you found?
Nothing much. Just confirmed basically what you said. The actual attack on the mansion, it happened at the exact same time. It must have done. Because Mary, last time she saw her daughter, she had tucked her into bed. She didn't leave the property. Other than through that window. That's it.
Yeah. She said that she tucked her in, then she made sure she was fine as she started hearing the noise of the attacks against the burgomaster's mansion, and then hid herself away in her own bedroom and tried to ignore the sounds of the whatever horrendous creatures were doing the assault.
Yes, so, well, I don't know what else have you found, Nix?
Well, you were also talking about that there were other undead nearby with your hoity-toity ability.
You're quite sour all of a sudden. Did something happen to be all knotted up?
No. It's just I had to crawl in the dirt, and my clothes are ruined now. And I did spot someone that was casing the joint, as it were, trying to look at us investigating this house, and I failed. I failed. I didn't track him down, or her down, or it down, and now my clothes are dirty, and I feel pretty silly. So, it's fine. It's fine. I just need. God, I need an ale.
Thing to know about. It's a pretty important thing to know about, though, Nick.
Is
And
it?
you were that embarrassed.
Well, people were watching. I tried to be like Crocus, and I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but like I keep saying this, he rubs off on you.
I don't think anybody cares how you stuck your nose in the dirt.
I care.
Carcass is just how did you stick it in the dirt? Like, what angle?
I like Nick hits the ground and does like a whole it was like this.
Alright. Okay. So what is the conclusion to all of this investigation?
It's not a hag.
That could be. It could be a vampire, but not necessarily the cow. That vampire could be hiding out somewhere because that's for the perhaps can trigger that undead. Maybe she's not far away.
Okay.
Just as a quick thing, Crocus remembered about the robed figure at the church, and he just wants. This is like, Nix, this figure. How are they dressed?
All cloaky and totally sus.
I mean,
we saw a totally cloaky.
Nick has also seen the figure, right?
Yeah, all
Yeah,
of you.
Can I correlate the figure now that Crocus is mentioning it?
Intelligence? Yes, intelligence. A raw intelligence check, thank you.
Oh no. Sure.
Can I cast guidance?
Well, 10 is enough. Just barely enough. But you get... The figure that was watching you on the street were shorter than the figure that was watching you in the mists by the graveyard.
A little stockier, shall we say? I wouldn't necessarily put them as the same figure, but who knows? Maybe there is a sale on cloaks. But
I wouldn't shop in this
necessarily...
place, and they went up selling
Okay,
clothes.
so when you did that, was that around the time the person was there, Nick? I mean, how long ago did you do your thing? She just looks to Asphodel.
Oh, DM, was that a few minutes ago?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
A few minutes ago. Quite recent. I can do it again for update one if you wish.
Was a few minutes ago.
Well, to reaffirm here that what Asphodel felt were Duro, some more undead presence past Duro, and then strewn out around the or inside the village. Underneath the ground there are more, but since you're sensing it for a minute, collecting all of this information, they weren't moving.
That's what I'm or Illyria is getting at currently.
Okay, so there wasn't one recent, wasn't one like nearby where Nyx could have been.
Like in the middle of the street.
Not in the middle of the street.
Running away from the middle of the street.
I mean, for that, the timing would have aligned perfectly, but
Yeah.
did we...
I
did we
don't
sense
think-
something
I
in
don't
that
think-
close of a proximity?
Since you don't have like exact watches on your hands that you can say like at 12:32 I activated my ability.
Yeah.
And then Nyx could say, well, at 12:33 I saw him running across the street. Yeah.
I just want to point out that Croc can whip out like a plate of mushrooms that tell the time.
The way they looked.
So you
Yeah.
can say that the both things happened, a few minutes ago, but there's no way to say if they happened at the same time.
But you didn't sense any undead that nearby, even if we can't confirm the exact...
No, the closest one is actually Duro. Everything else is actually underground, though not moving.
Technically, since the church is, a little bit outside of the village, there are undead presence that are closer than Duro.
Oh, but none like around this house.
Yeah, none around the house.
Okay. Well, I guess she'll relay that.
So I
How
would
do
say
you
it's reasonable to assume that the figure you saw was not undead.
well, I mean, that's good news, I suppose.
Illyria trying to be a detective, and Nyx is just like, cool, I guess.
You said detective. Crocus puts a pipe in his mouth and is like, let's head out. Let's find our rogue figure.
I think so, yes. I'm with Crocus. And maybe Crocus, I mean, Asphoda's got a heck of a nose on her. She can smell undead from this far away. Maybe she has some extra talents about sniffing mud we can pick
Don't
up.
think that's no things are
DM, how is it usually played?
Just
Okay.
getting technical, it could be like sharks where they pick up like some kind of electrical signal. Special organs and all that.
Is it like something that I can make up on the spot, or is there like a canon response?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So do you guys do you want to go investigating more today, or do you want to head to the mansion and call it a day? Depending upon your answer, we might have to stop right now before you go investigating more.
I mean, I would like to... I don't think any of us have asked Mary yet about, about the voices that Nyx learned about, because Nyx wasn't here.
Sure? Do you want to go and ask Mary that?
I think it
mean-
might be a good idea.
Do you think so? I mean, sure. I didn't put those two together, so good job. Good thinking.
So
Well,
the gap.
her daughter was talking to somebody in her room. She might have heard, or her daughter might have been talking about a friend or something. I mean, if it was a one-time thing, then probably not. But it's worth a shot.
Absolutely. I agree. And Nyx will just once more go into the house and just say sorry to interrupt one more time amongst your, depression drinking, but
Oh, jeez.
But I do have one small query for you, if it's okay, Mary, before, it gets too late in the day.
She continues sitting there by the kitchen, like, depressed. And feeling a little bit empty, but she, like, juddles a little bit back to life as you are talking to her. For a moment, she seems to have dazed out of reality. She says, anything that could, assist? What have you learned?
Well, it's more a general wondering, but apparently, a couple of nights ago, let's say 3, let's say the night that she kind of left, or disappeared, shall we say, she was talking and giggling in her room, and I'm wondering if you might have heard if she was talking to someone, or if you overheard any voices. Did she have a friend over at midnight without you knowing? Anything like that?
Any voices? No, when those creatures with the horrible screeching were attacking the mansion in the middle of the night, I held my hands on top of my ears, not wanting to hear. I have no idea. And then I think I fell asleep of exhaustion and fear.
So you were afraid and of these noises, which were like screeching noises, like birds or animals or something like that. And yet your daughter was less afraid.
I think she, as I've said to the little person, my Kitruda had a lot of dreams and ideas about the world. She was very innocent and naive. I had to try and protect her against her own mind.
Her own mind?
Did
Why did you have to protect her about her own mind?
Well, she could be quite reckless. And the world isn't that... The world here in Barovia isn't that merciful. She did a lot of mischief when she was younger and made a lot of people angry, and I don't want to hurt her. I didn't want to discipline her harshly. I just tried to tell her that what she was doing was dangerous, but she wouldn't listen, and so I hoped that when she was older she would understand and grow more mature.
Right.
And so since you started, not letting her outside much, has she talked about any strange thing? Any friends, any stories, any dreams?
Oh, she always babbles on about her stories. And she makes up quite a few of her own. Tells them to me when I'm sewing. It's really cozy.
Like, what's your favorite story of hers?
Oh, it's definitely that story about that it was a peasant girl in a town who secretly had noble heritage, lived a horrible life being a servant, and then it was discovered by a dashing prince, and she was taken to the castle and made a princess, and they lived happily ever after. That one she told many times.
Oh man.
Are they generally on the same theme? Her stories?
Oh no, she it's not only about princesses and princes, but that is definitely her favorite.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, good luck with your drinking, and make sure you
Sorry.
walk out.
Tell me as soon as you find anything.
Sure, we will. We know where you are. I don't believe you'll go anywhere, but
No.
if sit tight, and we will do our best. We are the obvious, as you say. We are the miracle workers.
I
Illyria
hope so.
rolled her eyes at that.
And then Mary just continues staring into nothingness, her disappearing again in memories and whatnot, and you leave the house in peace. Alright, what do you want to do now?
I look towards. Can I see the castle?
Oh, yeah, you will have to crane your neck a lot, but you can. Let me bring you back to this picture.
Yeah, Aspada's looking at that castle.
Hmm.
It's just like, like, oh, there's too many parallels.
Okay. So, do you want to do anything with the rest of the day, or do you want to go to the mansion and go to bed before heading out tomorrow?
I think I'm good. I mean, unless we're gonna go diving in sewers, which I don't think Asphoda is up to, and she can't heal. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
not light activity.
We can't really do that much since we promised to bring Irina.
It is not the day to go exploring after Juro.
Alright.
And it's like we don't really have that many clues, do we? Like, we have a good idea about what might have happened and why she went, but we have no idea where and with who.
No, she wanted to like maybe chase a princess fantasy or something like that because her mother locked her up. I guess that's my best guess.
I mean, I can't blame her for that one.
I mean, you.
Quarantine?
I'd rather be princess than in quarantine. That's her t-shirt, like her night dress.
Yeah, no.
Alright. So you return to the mansion then? Take it a little bit easy. You have a few more hours of like the late afternoon, but you can really use it to rest. Ismark comes home from the business he has concluded. Irina confirms that she has packed and she is ready to go whenever you guys are. Makes Ismark a little bit sad, and they hug. Sad. Ismark makes food. You all sit down in the by the dinner table, eat, be merry, and then eventually you all go to bed. So where's everybody sleeping?
At her usual spot by the fireplace.
Alright.
Like a pupper on the rug.
Wherever I'm allowed to sleep. I mean,
Hey, do you want us to put tokens or something?
I just want to get a representation of where everybody else. Irina and Ismark will be sharing. There is a bed for you upstairs, Krakus, if you want to.
Krakus is very uncomfortable with what's going on at the moment. He's kind of like suspicious about everything. Like they could come through windows. So he's kind of like he wants to find himself a box, and he wants to situate himself. Like, well, I don't have a token on the map.
No, but there is like the trunk here, you know, that you can be in.
Oh
Just
God.
beside
but
the.
he wants to watch the stairs though.
Oh,
Because
okay. So you
any-
drag out the trunk from the bedroom and put it in the
And if-
hallway.
yes, that is actually the perfect location. Thank you.
All
Yes.
right. All right.
He has nicked a pillow from the bed. It's not that uncomfortable in there. And the book.
Okay. Next. You dream of wonderful things.
Heck yeah.
And pie.
Of wonderful dreams. Of arena. Of wine. Of being the hero of Barovia. Of making Cantemir pay, opening up a shop and being like the talk of the town, and you being wealthy, and you have even more Yuri, and you have the time to write several books, and everything is just bliss in paradise. The rest of you, in the middle of the night, you hear scraping sounds all around the house. No, not that one.
Oh, damn.
No, this one. This one.
Oh.
Yeah. You hear scraping sounds all around the house and rattling as several hands and claws is testing the defenses of the house, and all of you become stark awake really quickly.
That's what I was gonna do. That primeval awareness. Sit still for a minute.
Illyria is sorry.
I'm just gonna ask, what there's two creature types, right, for primeval awareness in Frostmark, instead of just one.
It is. I thought I can only choose one.
Let me double check quickly. Because I think I boosted it because I always thought it to be a very... Oh no, it's primeval awareness. It's not divine sense by... Oh, I see. It's a predator ability, not the paladin ability. Okay, yes, then it's only
It's
one.
predator.
It's 2 for divine sense. Okie dokie. Alright, you take a moment and sense that. In the meantime, Illyria.
Illyria is going to check on Ismark and Irina.
Alright. You can control your token. You rush out into the hallway, and when you do, Ismark and Irina has already like climbed out of bed. Ismark has a sword with him. Irina doesn't seem to have anything. Both of them in like pajamas. They turn to you, and Irina says, "It's happening again. Why are they back? It's been quiet and peace for so long." I hope they don't break through. I thought when everything was peaceful, I didn't go out. Maybe this is... It's so good that you're here, but you need to be careful. And by now, as for that, you have healed all your hit points. You have taken like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You have spent all day healing and resting, and then you have had a half night's rest as well. So yeah, you have a full rest by now.
Thank you.
I mean, I would assume Illyria doesn't like sleep in her armor when she has like an actual bed.
It would be uncomfortable to sleep with your armor.
She's gonna grab that.
All right.
It's light armor, so it shouldn't take that long.
Okay. You don that. Krakas, you go to Nick's room?
Yeah, he's still asleep, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Brock has woken up. He's jumped out. He can see Illyria is by, he's decided to run to Nick's,
Uh-huh.
knock over the door, and has literally pounced on him to wake him up because he knows how a lazy bugger he is.
All right,
Do I
it
need to
takes...
do athletics?
No, it's okay. But it takes a while for Nick to wake up, and it's a little bit creepy. It's almost like he's in a daze. But eventually, Nix, you wake up and you feel that
Miracle
hollow.
workers.
It's like wake up, slap. Wake up, slap.
You feel groggy, Nix.
Why? What's wrong, Krakus? Did you have a night? And he like tries to snuggle with Krakus, like he's had a bad dream.
Krakus like pulls Nix towards him and then covers his mouth and just looks at him and just does like a gesture like this.
Yeah, and then immediately you start hearing this scratching and this pounding and this ripping and rattling of the whole house and skittering as something seems to be moving over the outside walls, and here and there you can hear this shittering. What language do you have, Nix?
I have Gnomish, Infernal, and Borean, and Ancient Markish.
You can hear through the wall something saying in Infernal, "We need to find a way in. Find a way in. Yes, find a way in."
Oh, what's going on? There's some creatures outside that want to get in, but I think you kind of gathered that.
Everyone's up. Get your ass up. Get dressed for God's sake and get out of here.
Nyx is like butt naked, obviously.
No, he's
Does
wearing
he have a
coat.
robe?
He's wearing a
Oh,
polo,
yeah.
like Dobby.
I can grab my coat, and have a robe on, yeah, for sure.
Alright. Asphoda, you don't sense any undead.
Ooh, something else. Okay. She putting that armor on. Like the moment she realizes this, put that armor on.
Alright. You wait so everybody takes their armor on, but the sounds of the house is like getting more nerve-wracking by the second, and you get the distinct feeling that soon they might be able to find a crack to squeeze in through. Do you go out in the hallway, Asphoda, or do you stay in there?
She's going out of the hallway. She's like putting armor on as she's running out.
Alright, you're out in the hallway. Okay. And then for a second, all of the creatures outside stop what they're doing, and it's silent for a second, until a voice comes booming from some kind of source above the house, like way above the house, and you know that this voice is heard not only here but maybe over all of the village. Irina, come to me. I have honored your father's funeral in peace. I promise thee that your brother will be safe tending to my land and property as long as he serves as burgomaster. There should be nothing holding you back. Surrender to me, and there shall be no more heartache. And with that, we are going to end tonight's episode.
No.
Of course, some other reason.